Are you tired of chasing money and never building real wealth? Today's episode is about how easily wealth can be created in the modern age, and also about how this one myth around work will completely stop you from creating. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe because our channel is brand new and your support goes a long way. Come join us as we drive our wealth to new heights for the right reasons. There's a pervasive idea in American consciousness that is about building wealth alone. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm a self-made entrepreneur. I'm a self-made millionaire. And all that focus on self and what you own completely disguises the fact that all wealth has an origin story. Every single dollar made is because there was value delivered by somebody else in the past. Here's a really easy example. There would be no TikTok without Facebook. There would be no Facebook without Mark Zuckerberg. There would be no Mark Zuckerberg having the time and the space and the support to dive into coding at 15 so that he could create a multi-billion-dollar company at age whatever if his father didn't work, create value in the world, and manifest his wealth in his household. We create a false dichotomy between, oh, this person is able to do bigger and better things in life because they stood on their parents' shoulders. Their parents gave it to them, their trust fund baby. Okay, why shouldn't wealth be transferred from generation to generation? Everybody that is upset that someone wealthier than them does that wants to do that for their kids. Because wealth always has an origin story. For one person, that origin story, that immediate origin story, may be that they're standing on the wealth of their parents. For another person, that origin story may be that they're standing on the shoulders of a mentor, or they're standing on the shoulders of an industry. So the best way for you to have power over money is to stop blaming the good things other people have done as a reason for your failure. Gen Z and millennials need to realize the boomers are our platform. They have $31 trillion that we're going to be standing on. It's not going to disappear. It may get pulled in certain places, but it's there. Everything everybody else does that in today's age creates wealth and value is now something you can use as a support, as shoulders to stand on to create your own value. You can click a button on your phone and have something from across the world be on your doorstep in 2 days. And that's multiple industries. You have telecommunications, getting data from one place to the next. You have the internet, which is instantaneous. You have mobile phones. Mobile phones as an industry is not that old. They used to be plugged into cars, but that's an industry that someone decided to continue to innovate. 1 million people touched it to move it along the road, and all of that value created something that you can now build wealth off of. Think about the fashion designer that loves what they do, is self-taught. So they first are allowed to access and learn any new skill they want. So they're standing on the wealth that created the internet age. Okay, they get the knowledge and the skill set, they become a fashion designer, and then they enter into the fashion industry. Maybe they enter into the entertainment industry. Doesn't matter. Whatever platform they have is in an industry that was created because there were specific people that did things along the way to allow for this to be a platform in general. Now, it may not be exactly how that person does it. There's an entire sports industry called the NFL. There are only so many spots in this league. Not everybody can plug in, become a player in order to derive value out of the NFL company in a sports entertainment industry. But because because the sports entertainment industry exists, I can now go and create value in a million other ways and still be tapped in, still be standing on the shoulders of giants. I can become a YouTube sportscaster. I can create a podcast. I can work in AV in the back. I can be on the field and be a referee. I can be an owner of the company. I can be a sponsor for one of the teams or the players. I can be a fan and be a connoisseur of sports collectibles. All of this gives me the opportunity to create more value. Football had to evolve. The internet has to exist. Teams have to be built in cities and develop a fan base. Players have to win games or lose games and get deeply rooted in the hearts of everyday people because they feel like they're in that battle with them. Wealth is everywhere around you. And it's not that you don't have the ability to tap into it. It's that you're not making time to do just that. You believe the ideal life is to not work. And so you spend your extra time not working, or the opposite side of the coin, playing. Work hard, play hard, right? Those are two sides. Those are the only things you can do in life, right? It's work hard, play hard, right? But if we hate work, that means we love play. If we don't want to do work, then it means we're going to spend more of our time trying to play. So having power over money means you got to learn to love work. And this is going to be the hardest concept for people to accept because it's an antithesis to the way we currently operate in society today. We all want to get rich so that we can then play anywhere on the globe. So you spend all your time avoiding work, doing as little or as much as possible to then never do it again. And then you expect that the rest of your life you're going to be able to spend playing, right? The dream is win the lottery, retire tomorrow, never do anything else. The problem is that the wealth we create when we work, when measured in dollars, gets devalued over time. One year we work for an hour and we get paid $100. The next year we do the exact same work and we get paid $97. The year after that, we get paid $94.25. We make the mistake of thinking the work we do is slowly becoming worthless. So we say, what's the use of working at all? I need to make as much money as possible so I don't have to do this silly thing called work that is slowly becoming less and less useful to me. But collectively, we have come to the wrong conclusion. In our ideal version of ourselves, our clearest plans are what we would do on the play side of the coin if we got a lot of money. We don't even turn the coin back over and give the other side the light of day and decide what would you do for work if you never had to worry about money. Once you answered that question, honestly, you would then know that you can build wealth for the right reasons. There are people that want to work hard in this office job so that this one person that manages 40 people, including myself, will say, good job. Thank you for putting in your effort for company XYZ. Here's your bonus and your accolades and maybe a pay raise. The boomers did that long enough for everybody who came after them to realize that living in a world where I have to submit to middle management is hell. Like you don't want to do it, no matter what the benefits are. It's not good work. Now, here is where boomers get it wrong because they say you should accept that. Like it's good enough. You got to pay your bills and just do the job, put your head down and stay quiet. Like just get the job done, not realizing that we live completely different lives than they did. So boomers look at millennials and Gen Zers and they say, you have no vision, you have no destination. And we look back at them and we say, my brain moves faster than yours. It's not that I don't have vision, it's that I have far more possibilities and a ton of imagination. And I have more data. And I don't have as many kids as you did. Our bills are higher on average, but also what I trade my time for is not as valuable as I thought it was. And it's not as valuable as when you used it. So you can give me the house, and you can give me a trust, you can give me information, you can give me a lot of things. But there's one thing your whole generation has to hand over, and that's the currency we both use. That's the dollar bill. One day you are going to hand it to me. Hey, you are in charge of this dollar bill. Now, this dollar bill is really these $31 trillion bills. But at the end of the day, that's what you're about to hand over. I break it down only into $1 bill because if you were to take $1 bill out of that bucket and hand it to me and you would say, go to the store and buy the things I bought with this dollar bill. I would say, I can't. I don't have enough money. You need to give me more. Yeah, no, I need more from you. And so Gen Zers and millennials got to go look for a new wealth origin story. You got to look for an industry that excites you, that you can be an entrepreneur in, that you can go create more wealth. And if you don't know what you want to do, then just take an hour a week and do something new every single time. People think they have no time in the day and they're chasing and chasing. And there are many people that are stuck in that bucket where they barely have time to sleep. But there are also a lot of us that feel that way, but it's not true. We could squeeze an hour in to do something new, anything new. And what I mean is, this is the important part, not something new on the play side of the coin, something new on the work side of the coin. So we get close to this. We're like standing right on the edge and we find a hobby. That's why so many of us are like, oh, should I turn my hobby into a business? Because what they want is something that is close to play, feels like entertainment. It's not quite really work. So then they want to make that work. And I'm saying those two things are mutually exclusive. What you play at is not going to be what you work at. It's not the same thing. They might be in the same industry, but it's never going to be the same activity. That fashion designer who loves to design their own clothes, that's the play part of the equation. But learning how to become a marketer, learning how to develop contracts, learning how to distribute their goods, learning how to build a brand, that's the work part of the equation. You have to have both sides of the coin so you can actually build real wealth, because work is the efficient transformation of time and energy into wealth. When you work, you create something that can be created off of. You don't always have to be compensated in dollars. That's why you can put in work, keeping your house clean. And the wealth you derive from that is a wealth of comfort, organization, and reduced friction in how you work on anything and everything else. Wealth makes work easier. It doesn't make it disappear. It doesn't make it unnecessary. It makes it easier and worth it. So yes, we're in a cycle. When you work, when you do good work, you create wealth. When you have wealth, it makes it easier to continue to work, but you always have to choose to do good work. Wealth doesn't make doing good work any easier. It's not going to decide that, hey, you need to do a research project. This project is due tomorrow morning and you have a day to finish the last page. If you decide to continue to research, you'll be doing work, but you won't be doing good work, because at the end of the day, you need to submit that article. You need to finish that last page, which means you need to be typing. See, there's too many of us that choose the step before the important step and call that good work. The thing we need to be doing, the thing we're avoiding, we do the step right before that and call it good work. I mean, I'm close. I'm right there. It's not good work. It's not efficient. It does not create wealth, which means you cannot stand on it to continue to create more wealth or continue to do more work. Once you complete the article and you submit the article, it is done. You are now free to move on to the next article. But if you decide to do just research and you miss the deadline and you don't submit that article the next morning, you are now spending more time on the thing that should have been done already. So now your article pipeline is backed up. And not only are you continuing to do busy work instead of good work, you're now making it harder to do any good work on the next article. We gotta understand work if we want to understand wealth. We have to stop looking at work like it's a bad thing. We just have to decide why we work. You can work to make enough money so that you can pay for all your needs and pay for all your play. Or you can understand that the reason we work is to produce wealth in the world. And when we produce wealth in the world, we create things for ourselves and other people that we can stand on in the future. That's why cooking a meal with my wife and us sitting down with our daughter and having dinner is good work. Feeding your family is good work, because now a full stomach creates comfort in the home, helps to replenish energy, and allows them to move on and do good work in the future. Cooking a meal for your family is wealth. And there are a great deal of people that understand that, which is why they don't chase money. Now, we live in a capitalistic society. I, for one, am excited about that, which means that not only can I do good work that fulfills people, but also that good work is wealth created in the world, which will also generate money. It's not that our work is losing value. It's that when we transform our work into wealth, the money that we use to measure that wealth is slowly becoming worthless. We do work that creates value, and we trade that work with someone for a dollar bill that doesn't buy as much as it did the previous year. In the ideal world, good work would be traded for good money. We will look at what good money is in episode 3. Keep coming back so you can keep growing your power over money.